Three, two, one. Broadcasting tape delayed from the general manager's office of Riverfront Stadium. No, I need to do that again. Cincinnati Reds. All right. I practiced this, it still don't work.
You did?
Yeah, it still don't work.
Okay.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Broadcasting tape delayed from the Cincinnati Reds general manager's office in Riverfront Stadium, where Ken Griffey Jr. inked the deal that paid him $3.5 million for the 2024 season. What a guy. On a side note, JP, just want everybody to know, this man has the sweetest baseball swing I have ever seen in my life.
Yes, he does.
And just to prove it to you, I'm going to put in the description below his 500th home run that he hit in St. Louis. It's beautiful. I just wanted to let everybody know that. So, just to say, Sports Economy Show 101 is on. And today's show is Bad NFL Contract Day. Well, we have three candidates, is that right?
Yes, we do.
Three candidates. All right. The candidate I'm going to be talking about would be Daniel Jones, also known as Danny Dimes.
This is in no particular order.
No particular order. So
we all know which one's the worst.
Yes, it's common knowledge.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't know Danny Dimes' contract was that bad until you pointed it out. That the fans in New York are not happy with this. So anyway, and I've got some statistics to back it up. So there was a time when signing a $40 million a year contract meant that you were really good.
That's right. That's right.
Not necessarily anymore. So, like I say, the first candidate today is Daniel Jones, the New York Giants quarterback, nicknamed Danny Dimes. I don't know when he got it. Maybe high school. They started calling him Danny Dimes.
Probably when he was actually good.
When he was actually good in high school. Mm-hmm. He played for Duke, so I guess he was okay. Anyway, he was the 6th overall pick by the Giants in the 2019 draft.
Should not have been, but he was.
Well, once again, evaluating talent is hard sometimes. And when you need a quarterback really bad, you grasp at straws. Okay. So they drafted him in 2019 to be Eli Manning's backup. Everybody remember Eli Manning? Great quarterback. Won 2 Super Bowls. And who did he beat?
He's a good player. Not all of them, but that's another topic.
Yes, well, he will be in the Hall of Fame because he makes beer commercials.
And his brother's name is Peyton.
That's right, and he owns Papa John's franchises. All right, so remember, this is about money, not about how good or bad you are. It's about how much money you make. All right, so September 17th, 2019, Jones was named the starter over Manning. As a starter, the Giants, as Jones is being the starter, the Giants have a 22, 36, and 1 record with 1 playoff win through the 2023 season. In 2023, after that 1 playoff win, the Giants signed Danny Dimes to an extension of 4 years, $160 million, and that's $80.1 million guaranteed. Guaranteed. It may be $81 million, whatever it is. It's a lot of. It's half the contract, guaranteed.
$36 million signing bonus.
Man, oh man, it's good to be the king. Now, JP, he's kind of a New York fan. I don't know.
No, absolutely not.
They believe that he needs to go. I mean, when you've been playing for 4 years and you have a losing record as a quarterback, you need to do some reevaluating. But the Giants have no prospects, so they have to keep him, right? So for this year so far, they have a 1-3 record, and Danny Dimes ain't going nowhere. He's their quarterback, their guy. So JP, we've gone.
Let me just give you one more stat.
Okay.
From this deal, he signed last year, forced Saquon Barkley to go to Philadelphia, which he's loving that.
Was that because of the salary cap?
because they can't.
They
They
couldn't
were like,
afford
we
it.
can't afford to pay a running back when we got all this money invested in Daniel Jones. So
Yeah.
what does Daniel Jones do? He has, in his first season under this contract, more pick sixes than he had touchdowns last year.
Really?
You know what a pick? If you know what a pick six is, a pick six
That's a really bad pass.
is a touchdown for the defense.
That's right.
So he threw more touchdowns for the opposing team.
For the
for his own
opposing team.
There
So
we-
far this year.
that was last
Oh,
year.
it was last year.
This year he's been okay, and
They have a 1-3 record. They're not starting off well. But then again,
Right.
what's Cincinnati's record?
it's good
0-3?
for Daniel Jones.
It's good to be the king, you know.
Yeah. So enjoy that money, Daniel Jones. All right. So I'm going to go to my next one, who is actually one of my favorite players. I'm not even a fan of the team, but I just like everything about him. Little guy, plays fast, he plays well, he does all the right things, and that is Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was the ultimate team player until 2021. 2021 season, coaching staff decided to make him the focal point of the offense, and he had the best season he ever had. He was the offensive player of the year, and he led the Rams to the Super Bowl, which they, ended up winning. I don't even remember who they played. Who did they play? You remember who they played?
No.
I do not. Oh, they beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's right. Yes.
So after that Super Bowl, of course, you have to pay now. You now have to pay Cooper Kupp. So the Rams decided to pay Cooper Kupp $80 million for 3 years. And since that signing, in the 2 years after the signing, Cooper Kupp has now only played 13 games under the contract. And the games that he did play, he was not himself, and clearly is not worth the money that they are paying him.
Now, I got to do that's one thing to say. When you sign somebody to a contract, you don't really think of injuries taking them out for 2 years.
No.
That's just things that happen.
If he was healthy and was able to play like he had before, it would not be one of the worst contracts. But because he is not healthy and he can't play, it is a bad contract. I mean, and let's just consider this season begins, first game of the year, Cooper Kupp goes out and gets 14 receptions. I said 14 for over 100 yards. And you think, well, Cooper Kupp is back and this money is going, he's going to lead him to the playoffs and there'll be no more questions about his contract. Well, game 2, he goes out there minutes into the game and he gets hurt. And he's out for a month. So we're in that same spot that we were before. It's one of the worst contracts in the NFL. Now,
How much is that contract hurting them on their salary cap? Is it manageable?
It's manageable. He's on his 3rd year, so it's not going to be a cap hit anymore. It just wasn't a bad. It's just not been a. They haven't got the value out of the contract.
Okay.
All right, and now that brings us to
everybody's favorite.
It's the worst. We said we weren't going to do the worst, but it is the worst. And now, do you have any idea who that might be?
The Cleveland Browns quarterback, who shall not be named.
Oh, we're going to name him.
Okay.
Mr. Deshaun Watson.
Mr. Deshaun Watson.
So,
how many games did he play last year?
I don't remember how many games Deshaun Watson played. I think he played like 5 games. But I'm just going to say this. Even when he did play, I think they would have rather that he didn't play. He's been awful. He's had injuries. He's not been productive. He hasn't been a good player. But here's the reason why it's the worst contract ever. The worst contract in the NFL today.
Up to this date. Because there will be more.
Right. There will be. So, and it's not the worst in history. But, well, that's debatable. But all that to say, in the 2022 offseason, the Cleveland Browns did the typical Cleveland Brown thing. And they were like, we need a quarterback. Who's out there? Well, there's Deshaun Watson, who's been accused by all of these women of sexual assault.
Did he ever go to court over any of this?
None of it went through.
Okay.
So legally,
he can play football.
He can play.
But
accusations are out there. Okay.
1, 2,
so
8.
What does the Cleveland Browns do? We need a quarterback. Houston doesn't want him anymore. Okay, let's make a trade. They give up 3 first-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, and a 4th-round pick for Deshaun Watson. And then they offered him a 5-year, $230 million contract. And then what does Deshaun Watson say? Hey, well, you know what? I also want to make it guaranteed. So if anything happens, I'm guaranteed this money.
Why not?
Guaranteed.
Why not ask?
And so the Cleveland Browns are like, sounds good to us. Let's go ahead and do it. And that's what they did. So, and now he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, and his contract is guaranteed. And if you think the Cleveland Browns are like, well, we're just going to cut him. If they cut him after this season, it will be a $72 million cap hit, which, needless to say, he will not be cut.
Nope, because that's just a little bit less than half of their salary cap.
So, there you go.
But the good side is last year Joe Flacco took them to the playoffs.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
the best thing he's done is get hurt last year.
Yeah.
So the Cleveland Browns can realize what it's like to actually have a good quarterback.
Yeah. Now, what is the last year of their draft pick? How far out does it go? Like 26 season, 27 season?
Excuse me. I think next year will be the last year of the first round picks.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So they got basically 2 first round picks, 2 or 3?
They've gotten 2 so far.
Okay.
They still owe them 1.
So they owe them 1 more third round pick, and then you said they had what, a 4th or 5th round?
And then third and fourth round pick as well.
And those are in future years or all this year?
I'm not sure when the 3rd and 4th round.
All right. But anyway, usually what they do is they like spreading this stuff out. So anyway,
and that's the Houston Texans are now thriving. They have a good rookie quarterback, the rookie of the year in C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
And they're doing pretty well.
Yeah. He looks.
I guess they don't miss Deshaun Watson. So
guess not.
Now we do have an honorable
2.
mention. Oh, that's right. 2
honorable mentions. One is the other way, which I would say is San Francisco's quarterback, Mr. Brock Purdy, because he's getting cheated.
Yes.
Ohio State's quarterback, I don't know who he is, but is making more money in NIL than Brock Purdy's making playing the National Football League.
Yep. Super Bowl and all.
And I don't think he comes up for a contract like 2 more years. How many years is his rookie contract?
He will have. Last year will be the last season he could play under the contract that he's on.
So next year.
After next season,
surely
they will either have to sign him
surely,
or put the franchise down.
Surely they will give him an extension after this year.
You would think so.
You would think they would. Or do they want to, hold it out to the very end?
Well, if they got to keep him, they got to buy the franchising, which means, if you franchise a quarterback, you're paying a lot of money. But right now, the 49ers are living the life. I mean, they're literally paying him nothing. And they're paying everybody else the money that they would normally pay the quarterback.
Yeah.
So, if you wonder why the 49ers are so good, there's your answer.
You got to have a good quarterback to win. You can't win without a good quarterback.
It's almost unfair, though. I mean, Brock Purdy, last player of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, and then he comes out and when he starts, takes to the playoffs, next year takes to the Super Bowl. It's kind of unfair, but.
But then again, say he was on some other team that doesn't know how to play football very well. Say the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
How do you think he would be thriving in that system?
Yeah, he would probably be out of the NFL.
That's right.
But,
hey, that's what it takes. You get a good coach, you get a good quarterback. Kansas City, for example.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true.
Everybody ragged on Andy Reid for many years because he can't win the big game. All of a sudden, Patrick Mahomes shows up. Andy Reid's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah, Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah, first time he's eligible, Hall of Fame coach. So that brings us to the last mention, Mr. Russell Wilson. Again, he's like the Brock Purdy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. For the Denver Broncos,
they're still paying him.
They're still paying him. Denver Broncos paid Russell Wilson $32 million to play for the Steelers this year. Steelers paid Russell Wilson $1 million. Russell Wilson right now is currently not playing as we take this. He's hurt with a calf injury and probably has lost his job to Justin Fields. So, but in 2022, Russell Wilson signed a contract with Denver Broncos for 5 years, $245 million.
Really?
And
I did not know it was that much money.
And it was a trade. So the Broncos sent to the Seattle Seahawks 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. And Russell Wilson was a disaster in Denver. So Denver decided.
Did any season he had? Did they have a winning record?
No, they didn't.
I don't think they did.
No.
That's bad.
So last year, Sean Payton decided this is it. I've had enough of Russell Wilson. We will cut him. I don't want him on our team. We would just need to start over. And that cut cost a $53 million salary cap hit on the Denver Broncos. 20%.
20%.
Of the team's total salary cap. So, there you go. Russell Wilson.
Is the honorable mention. So, after this season, Russell Wilson will be out of the NFL. Is that what you're saying?
No, somebody will pick him up. If he's not with the Steelers, somebody will pick him up. So, basically, but right now, he's getting paid pretty well to sit on the bench.
Yeah. Hey, backup quarterback's a good job. You don't get hurt. You make a decent amount of money. You don't have to practice that much because they don't give you first-round reps.
Nope.
You're doing great.
You're living a life.
All right.
Must be nice.
So, it's good to be the king. Is that all we got for today?
That's it.
All right. Thank you very much for joining our show today. We really, 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 really appreciate it. And remember, hit the like and subscribe button because we need $1 gazillion so we can pay offensive linemen the money that they deserve. Goodbye.
So long, everybody.